Hello friends and welcome to another Dota 2 video where we learn how to improve and play better Dota. Except today's lesson is not strictly related to Dota 2. This is a life lesson. This is real talk here that I and my immense wisdom will share with you. But it is applicable to Dota, so that's why I think it's important to cover. We're going to tackle this idea that I can't climb because my team is bad. This could be true. I'll be honest. Sometimes your teams are pretty garbage, and it just happens. Don't worry about it. But if you feel like, well, every game it happens, every single game, I'm playing pretty well, but my team is holding me back. It's not. That's Dota. Welcome to Dota. Everyone is bad at Dota. If you have this idea that if I just climb this like 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever MMR, and then my teams will be good, we'll be playing the Dota that like how it's supposed to be played and all of that. It's not going to happen, guys. Herald is garbage. Legend is garbage. Immortal is garbage. You ask TI players, how well did you play at TI? They'll tell you like, oh, we made so many mistakes. TI winners will tell you we made so many mistakes. It was so bad. Like, oh, we should have played a lot better. It's just Dota. Dota is so hard. The standard improves as you go forward, but you will always have this sense that, oh, my team is the problem. The trench is Dota. Dota is the trench. And that's okay. You don't need your team to be good. You just need your team to be less bad than the enemy team. And in that way, you will win more of your games than you will lose. Now, there are a couple ways to approach this idea then. If I can't climb because my team is bad, many people will say, okay, that's why you have to focus on yourself, look at your own game. You have to play a lot better than your MMR before you actually climb. There is some merit to that, and I do believe you should focus on yourself. However, let's actually think, how can I make my team play better? If you think that's the issue, well, let's address the issue. Many of us are aware that toxicity hurts your MMR. Not your MMR specifically, but it hurts your team environment, and that will cause you to lose games. There we go. That's your MMR. If you're not familiar with this idea, here you go. You may be toxic, and that might be why your teams are always playing badly. Because when you are in a toxic environment, it just feels awful. If you somehow have played Dota and have not had this experience, let me tell you, it feels awful, and you just don't play as well as you should. Many of us know this idea. But I am here in this video to provide scientific evidence that this is true. Kind of a joke. It's very casual, but I did do a little survey. We'll see it. And I think seeing those numbers will help you really grasp this idea. However, many of us don't think of the opposite side, that positivity will then help your MMR. If being an asshole makes everyone play worse, the other side of that is that being friendly, being encouraging, will help everyone play better. And when everyone's playing better, wow, look at that. Our team, we aren't as bad as that team. We did it. Woo! This is why there's a common piece of advice to just mute everyone in the game. Mute the enemy team, mute your own team. And I kind of get it. There is some merit to it. Playing in this toxic mindset is definitely worse than playing in this neutral, quiet game. However, Dota is at the end a team game, and losing the ability to communicate does hurt your ability to play. And it also removes this second option. If everyone is muted, how can you be positive to impact? Actually, come to think about it, you could mute everyone and be positive, and then just not respond to anything they're saying. I don't feel like that. That doesn't feel in the spirit of positivity, but I suppose it's true. But if anyone else is being positive, then you're not going to hear it. Now, coming across toxicity is going to be a lot more common than coming across positivity, but let's try to change that with, this video, me passing it on to you guys, and hopefully you guys share this video with her. No, but really, playing nicely and being positive will help your chances. So my personal advice is not to mute everyone. If someone crosses that threshold of being too toxic, mute them, but try to still stay positive. Encourage your team to mute them if need be. But then, can you still win? Like, yeah, guys, let's keep trying. I think we can still do this. that can really help your efforts to win games. You won't win all of them, but you're not expected to win all of them. You just need to win a few more than you lose. So let's get into it. Motivators and Demotivators. The title of the video, we want to be motivators. This is the description I put out in the survey I put on. It was on this channel and in a post, but also in the Discord. And in fact, if you're watching this video and you didn't do that survey, I'm going to put a new survey there. Everyone can fill it out so we can see, like, anyone who's watched this video, there'll be live results. You can see them. I'm not even going to explain motivators to you because at this time you've probably read what I put up there. But this is just like something I wrote together. This isn't in the dictionary or anything. Let me just ask you guys. Have you had the experience of working with a motivator? Did you have a teacher who was incredibly kind, thoughtful, helped you out, was very patient with you? Maybe one of your parents, hopefully. They were very nice. You have a friend who's always positive, always looking on the bright side of things, makes you laugh all the time. And when you have to work with those people, you want to work hard. It's different for everyone what a motivator is, but in general, when you're with someone who is thoughtful, empathetic, kind, they're generally good people, and you think like maybe even you're feeling like in a bad mood, but you're like, this person doesn't deserve it. They're like so nice. Then you try to be a little more positive. But maybe you have to work on a team project and you're working with a team leader and you're like, wow, this guy's so nice. I'm going to help him out. Or maybe there's someone you like you had a crush in school and you're like, I got to work really hard and impress them. You know, these kind of people that bring out the best in you. And, you know, there's a scale on this. You know, you've got like role models inspiring you, but then just generally nice people still push you towards doing more. So here's a question I had on the survey, 2-question survey, scientifically proven, peer-reviewed. If you had to work with a motivator, and, you know, assuming you can't just not do the task, you know, what % of your best effort do you give? And I apologize if you see this and you think it's low effort. I know it's low effort. I made it. But I think you'll get the idea. Look at that. 70% of people said 100% to 80%. I don't know why the 80% to 100%. The numbers are kind of disordering. Anyways, 30% said 60 to 79%. When you're a motivator, or when you work with a motivator, motivators get 60% or higher of people's best efforts, with the majority being in that 80 to 100% category. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at demotivators. People that are rude. Again, if you're a Dota 2 player, you have this experience. I don't really need to explain it. But think about it. A teacher that didn't listen to you, you had some questions, maybe you were even right about something, and then just, I was going to say they smacked you down, hopefully not literally, but, you know, they just like, I'm the teacher, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, you hate that. That's so irritating. You're supposed to be a teacher, right? This is why you can't underpay teachers and all that. It's too real, too real. Okay, back to Dota. Parents, too real. But like, you know, that friend who like, you've been friends for a while, but maybe, you know, they're also kind of an asshole and they're a little racist to like the waiter and a little rude and like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. But like, you know, we still have good times sometimes, but then like, oh, they're kind of an asshole and they're like flaming all the time. That's demotivating. Even though they're a friend, that's demotivating behavior. It's not going to bring out the best in you, let alone the people that guy doesn't consider friends. And he's going to be even more rude to them. That's no good. There are many examples of demotivators. Again, we don't have to go into all of them. Everyone has this experience. You know nice people, you know bad people. So where are you when you play Dota? And what are you getting out of it from your team? So here's the same question, but for demotivators. And you look at that, we got very different responses. One person is a real trooper, still giving their 80 to 100% effort. Kudos to you. But almost everyone else is lower down on the scale. Over 75% of people said 59% or less. The motivator didn't even see these numbers. No one was willing to give 59% or less to a motivator. But now the majority of people want to give that level. They like don't want to work hard for a demotivator. And isn't that obvious? Like, I don't want to work for this teacher. You know, the teacher needs me to like do something for them. and they're the one who like shut me down all the time. You think I'm doing it? Like, I'm half-assing it at best. You know, if I have to get it done or I'm gonna get like sent to detention or whatever. I don't know why I always use student examples. I assume everyone was a student, I guess, so you have these experiences. But I'm not gonna do it. No one wants to do it. It sucks. I'm just kidding, guys. I was a goody two-shoe. I did everything the teachers asked me, but I didn't want to. But I did. I regret it. I should have done something different as a kid. The point is, you're just not getting best efforts. Here it is. Let's put the graphs together. Many of us are actually just somewhat neutral. You know, we all think we are good people, and I'd like to think most people are. But then in the way we interact with strangers who have no names and are not, like, real to us, it tends to be neutral. But in fact, it's very easy to slip into demotivating behaviors, whether that's full-on flaming and raging or just, like, some passive aggression. Very easy to slip into the demotivating behaviors. And it kind of takes some conscious effort to be nice. But if you do that, look what you get. You could be pulling out more from your team. Get 60% or higher from your team, whereas demotivators have to work with this, the lower end of the scale. Is it any surprise my team's always worse than their team when I'm an asshole? No, because this is what I'm working with, and this is what the enemy team has. You know, think about it. We're going to go back to student examples, right? Say you're a student, class is over, you got to stack chairs. Did you guys have to do that? I don't know. The day's done, you got to stack chairs. The teacher, you hate this teacher. Probably unrightly so, because you're probably just a kid who hasn't developed empathy yet, and that teacher's doing their best, but like you just don't appreciate it at the time because you're just like 12 or something. So you hate the teacher, and the teacher tells you, hey, you got to stack the chairs. You and your friend, and you're like, I don't want to stack the chairs, but you're doing it anyways because you have to. You're like one chair at a time, going about it slowly because you're like, I hate this guy. I don't like the teacher. And the girl you like walks in. She's really cute. And then she looks over, and suddenly there you are, lifting 4 chairs at once, like loudly explaining to your friend, louder than necessary, because like you want her to overhear. Like, yeah, I just think 4 chairs at once is the fastest way to stack chairs. Because suddenly you want to impress this girl. You like her. She's the motivator. You're doing more. Dota's not so different. Toxic people can be right, but we don't want to listen to them. The teacher, you gotta stack the chairs, kids. It makes it easier for the custodian to clean everything after the day is done. It makes it easier for them. 30 people stacking 1 chair is a lot easier than one guy stacking 30 chairs in every single classroom. You gotta stack them. Toxic guy tells you, let's go do Roshan. I don't want to do Roshan because this guy's an asshole. I don't want to do it. It may be right, but I hate this guy. I hate him. He pinged my items. He said we need wards. I don't like him. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't hate people. It's just a game, guys. Have fun. But anyways, I don't want to work with this guy who's a little rude, right? It sucks. Even though he's right. Oh, it puts you in such a tough spot. But imagine you have someone nicer. And they tell you like, hey, let's just go do Roshan. You're like, you know what? For you, okay. The Crystal Maiden who's been buying wards, who pinged well played when I got that kill. You know what? He cracked a joke. Like, for you, I'll do Roshan. I hate this other guy. I hate my mid laner. For this Crystal Maiden, I'll do Roshan. You know, that's what I want you guys to try doing. Try being this motivator who gets the best out of people. A little bit of a thought experiment here. Let's say you're Ancient 5. Your MMR is around 4,460 according to the Dota 2 wiki. Your effort is probably around 80%. I say that because none of us play as well as we possibly could, right? I miss Roshan timers. I forget to buy Magic Stick. I accidentally click the wrong thing, whatever. I make mistakes all the time. I know you guys do. Don't lie. None of us are playing 100%. Tangent, actually. I hate the phrase give 110%. There's no such thing, in my opinion. Our best effort is 100%. If you go beyond that, that is your new 100% because you've improved as a person. But our capabilities is 100%. And I don't think most of us give 100% all the time. But theoretically, if MMR scaled linearly with effort, if you were Ancient 5 and 80% is your general effort, 100% is actually 5,580, which in North America is in fact immortal. To get immortal, at least for me, it was around 5,640, but you can then lose a couple of games, drop down, but still maintain your immortal with a ranked number. And if you're watching from another region, please stop laughing at us. We are doing our best. We're just This is this is it. You can be a ranked immortal at this level, okay? Stop laughing. But yeah. So imagine you're an Ancient 5 player and you're working with a motivator who is encouraging you to play well. They're communicating. You are usually you forget Roshan, but this guy's helping you stay focused and you're like, "Oh yeah, Roshan timer. I got it." Or you're like you're about to make a mistake, but he says something friendly, says like, "Oh, maybe we go top." And you're like, "Oh, right, top. Yeah, let's go there." Maybe you were going to do some meme build like Dagon, Meteor Hammer, and this guy's being nice, and you're like, he doesn't deserve it. Okay, BKB, that's the right choice. For this guy, I'll get the BKB, responsible choice. Another idea though could be that you're playing with a Demotivator, and you're Ancient 5, so you're trying to get to Divine 1. You're very close, and someone's being, they're flaming you. They're Divine 1. They're telling you like, you're ancient garbage, forgetting the fact that he is literally within 6 games of MMR of you. He's right, because he's divine. He's righteous, and you are ancient. And worse, you're an account buyer. He's accusing you like you're playing like a legend. You account buyer. I bet you bought an ancient account for whatever reason. But maybe it's not your fault. Maybe it's the demotivator's fault. Think back to those survey results. If you go from 80% effort and you're playing even 20% less, that actually is legend. Let alone further, again, assuming that effort is linear with MMR. But in Dota, that's not such a crazy idea because you actually go below 0%. My scale was 100 to 0. In real life and in Dota, people will sabotage you if they hate you enough. In Dota, people will break their items and run down mid, feed the couriers. People don't do that so much anymore, but that used to be the thing, right? If you are toxic, your team will respond in kind. They may not go the full extreme, but they're not going to play at an ancient level. They're going to play a little worse. So let me ask you guys. If you had a team of Ancient 5 players, would you want them to play more like Immortals or more like Legends? It's very straightforward. Don't be toxic. Try to be a motivator. Don't just let them play like Ancient 5s, because guess what? The enemy team has a bunch of Ancient 5s. You want to try to be a motivator and push them to be playing like Divine players a little bit. And that is going to be more like, you might still lose sometimes, but more than likely, if your team's playing a little better because they have a motivator on their team and the enemy team has a demotivator, the team playing like low Divine going to beat the team playing like a high Legend. No, sir, yeah. It's simple maths, guys. Easy. Now, even though this video is called Motivators and Demotivators, I'm not really here to explain to you guys how to be empathetic, how to communicate, how to be nice. You should know. You straight up should know. You have your own experiences with nice people. You have your own experiences with bad people. But some general rules are that, think of motivators. They're friendly, they're funny, forgiving. In my thousands of games of Dota, I still remember the games where some guy's hilarious. He's put on some persona. He's legitimate story. I remember some guy picked Spirit Breaker and he was just really into it, going ham, mooing as he charges across. It was hilarious, and I remember that he was funny, and I had a great time playing with him. Other people, they've got soundboards, people who are nice, forgiving. I remember that games where everyone's communicating, strategizing. It's awesome. It's great. I'm playing way better than I usually do. The team is playing great. Doesn't matter if I win or lose. Just we are playing better. You'll still lose sometimes. And then the demotivating games, they just blur together because there's so many. Someone's flaming and raging. That's easy to point out. Many of us can say that's wrong. But it goes lower. There are small things that are still demotivating. Pinging someone's items, pinging their 4-staff when you die. Being passive-aggressive, your tone, the way you phrase certain things. You may not realize it, and that's the harder part of this kind of video concept. Many people don't realize that they have certain demotivating expressions and behaviors, I guess. And again, many of us think we are good people and friendly, and I want to think that, but we don't outwardly express it a lot of the time. We're actually quite neutral or less. Maybe that's too pessimistic, I don't know, but that's my experience in Dota anyways. And I think you have to consciously try to be a motivating force, But if you do that, I think you have a much easier time making your team play better and then winning the game. So if you want, feel free to leave a comment with describe what a motivator or demotivator is to you. It could be a personal story, or it could just be the kind of person you think does one of these things. And then if you guys aren't sure if you have some toxic behaviors, go read those stories. Go see if oh, I do this. Oops. Oh. And try to realize it. I'm just baiting out comments on the videos. You guys don't have to do that. But really, just, I don't know, maybe that'll be a separate video. How not to be an asshole, right? But I think many of you should know. Now, a quick little fun thing you can do. This is on Open Dota, and they actually have a word cloud analytic. Things that you said in all chat or have seen said in all chat. Now, I'm pretty sure I've talked more than this, so I think maybe it only does some recent games. But look at what I say, okay? I say GG the most. I say good luck, have fun, thank you. There's probably some toxic stuff in here, I'm sure. Sorry, that's a little lower than I would have thought. LMAO, I'm laughing in all chat, good luck, have fun. You know, that doesn't really explain anything. But if we look at things I've seen, GG, report, end, mid, you know, we got a lot of toxic things in here. They may not be the most toxic. We're going to scroll away in case there's any racial slurs in there. I don't want this video to get struck. But, you know, the game is going a little poorly and you just type GG. That's really, it's demotivating to your team. It is in your, even if you're an asshole, even if you embrace being an asshole, if you want to win in Dota, it is in your personal interest to be positive and to encourage a nice working environment for your team. Now, I personally think this is a very easy way for your games to go better, right? You don't have to sit and watch hour-long videos, even on this channel if you're a support player, maybe, you know, but you don't have to watch guides, analyses, you don't have to pay for coaching, you don't have to sit in a lobby, practice last hits, farming patterns, combos, any of that crap. You don't have to get better at Dota, just get better at being nice and communicating positively. And that will help your efforts, because you get a team that is trying this hard versus a team that is trying that hard. It's easy. And at the end of the day, it really is a life lesson, because when you walk away from Dota, no one cares how well you can last hit, okay? But if you can work in a team, that's got real life benefits. So, yeah, that's too real. Let's not worry about that. If you want to win games, be a motivator. Don't be a demotivator. Still gonna need to do some work on about improving in Dota and stuff. You'll still need to know some of the right stuff at least, but not as much if you're a motivator. And then that will lead to MMR, which you can use to impress the girl you like, because 4 chairs didn't really win her over, but then you're like, hey, I'm a divine player, and she's like, not even on the leaderboards. Then you gotta go do it. And that's how I got a girlfriend. Thanks for watching, guys. Be nice in your games. I promise it helps. If nothing else, it just makes the games more enjoyable. And even if you're competitive, at the end of the day, we still want to enjoy what we do in our pastime. We all love Dota. The people you're playing with probably have more in common with you, because you like Dota, they like Dota. Hey, we both like Dota. Be friends. Be nice. Win games together. It's very easy. All right? Bye, guys.